The disappearance of the A380 will become a big issue. This iconic aircraft, once the world's largest passenger plane, was discontinued in 2021 after a decade of service. This aircraft was a marvel of engineering. It was designed to carry up to 853 passengers in a single-deck configuration, making it the perfect aircraft for long-haul flights. But the plane was also very expensive to operate. So what were the reasons for the A380's disappearance in the airline industry? The A380 Super Jumbo program was terminated after barely 2 decades due to a lack of consumers. Mark Ayton examined the reasons why in a special publication on the A380 in 2020. While the decision to cancel the Super Jumbo was unsurprising given the lack of orders, why was the A380 so unpopular? After all, major network carriers require huge planes for high-capacity transport. The A380 is excellent for use on high-traffic routes, such as those between major hubs, such as Heathrow, Dubai, New York JFK, Los Angeles, Frankfurt, and Singapore. The A380 also provides carriers with a useful tool for network planning by allowing them to add capacity where and when it is needed. In 2018, British Airways, for example, added A380s on routes from Heathrow to Boston, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. Emirates began flying A380s to Glasgow for the first time since it began serving the Scottish airport in 2004. And Etihad utilized an A380 to expand capacity to its Abu Dhabi-Manchester route, which was previously served by A330s and A340s. No, the primary reason for the A380's doom as a current production aircraft is a fundamental shift in the long-haul commercial aviation game. The development of a new generation of significantly more efficient heavy twin jets during the previous 15 years or so. The term heavy especially refers to massive wide-body aircraft with a maximum takeoff weight, MTOW, of 300,000 pounds or 136,000 kilograms or more, according to the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. The name is included in air traffic control radio transmissions to allow operators to add extra distance behind flights to reduce wake turbulence for aircraft following behind. The designation heavy includes current production wide-body aircraft known as big twins, twin aisle, such as the A330, A350-900, 787-8, and 787-9. Along these are the somewhat smaller versions and are not the primary objective of this section. Here, we look precisely at the largest twin-jet and quad-jet airliners, including the A350-1000, which entered service with the Qatar Airways airline on February 24, 2018, the Boeing 777-300ER, which entered service with the French airline Air France in April 2004, the brand new Boeing 777X, the 787-10, which entered service with Singapore Airlines on April 3, 2018, and the Airbus A380 and Boeing 747-8 quad jets. The end of the A380 as a current production model, combined with low sales of the Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental, the newest passenger variant of the Jumbo, only 47 have been sold since its 2005 launch, and no sales to an airline have occurred since Air China's order was placed in 2012. So what are the main challenges and declines of the A380? Canceling order. Decreasing orders was already a hint of trouble several years ago before the A380 program ended. Several airlines had orders but never received them. Virgin Atlantic 6, Trans-Aero 4, Kingfisher 10, and Hong Kong Airlines 10 are among them. Other buyers reduced their purchases. Qantas purchased 8 more planes in 2006. However, these were later canceled. In 2019, Emirates reduced its order by 39 aircraft, opting instead for twin-engine A350 and A330 neo aircraft. In another indication of market difficulty, the leasing business, Amadio, made an order for 20 aircraft in 2014, but canceled it in 2019 after failing to locate any customers. never made a profit. Airbus confirmed in early 2019 that the 380 program would be terminated, with production ending in 2021. This came as a result of a drop in orders from the Emirates. It had expected the program to last at least another 10 years just a year prior. Although 251 sales, the enterprise never turned a profit. The total development cost of 25 billion euros, $29.7 billion, was more than double the initial estimate. However, one advantage was that the volume was large enough that, by the end, it was producing more aircraft than it cost. In 2015, Bloomberg reported an A380 analysis. One modest success that Airbus hopes to celebrate is that it no longer manufactures each A380 at a loss, even though the company admits that the overall program will never recover its $25 billion investment. There were no more successful A380 models. In the end, only one passenger variant of the A380 was completed. Airbus did try to stimulate interest in improved variants, but none were ordered by the airlines. These are some extended versions of the A380. An extended variant of the A380. Airbus first suggested the A380-200, which would accommodate an additional 100 people. It also proposed a similar-sized A380-900 in 2007, A380neo. This was planned in 2015 with a longer fuselage and increased economy. Lufthansa was on the verge of ordering, but it never occurred. A380 Plus. This was the final attempt to enhance the A380, which debuted in 2017. This provided enhanced capacity by raising maximum takeoff weight or range, as well as other benefits. The advancement of twin-engine aircraft has been a major cause of the A380's demise. Of course, this has also impacted the A340 and the Boeing 747. Four engines were still an advantage for long-haul overwater flights at the time of its creation. Prior to the introduction of ETOPS, Extended Range Twin Operations Approval, regulations in the 1980s, twins could only fly 60 or 90 minutes from a diversion airport. Under ETOPS, this improved, with the 767, for example, starting with a 120-minute rating and then extended to 180 minutes. However, it was not until the 777 that an aircraft was given this limit at launch. Ratings have greatly improved since then. The A350, for example, has a 370-minute rating, which covers nearly all essential routes. This eliminates one of the primary benefits of four engines, as well as the demand for such aircraft. The A380 was meant to operate as a hub-and-spoke system. Airbus placed a large stake in this work. Of course, Emirates is a prime example of how this works well. However, for the most part, there has been a movement in preference towards point-to-point operations. As a result, a smaller capacity aircraft makes more sense. Airlines in the United States are an excellent instance of this. No U.S. airline ordered the A380, instead opting for point-to-point aircraft. China, to some extent, has followed suit. Only China Southern has found a use for the A380, using it on congested routes from Beijing to Los Angeles, as well as internal routes from Beijing to Guangzhou. In addition, the A380 has been limited in terms of where it can operate. It falls into the largest size category and, as a result, cannot operate at many airports. This was a significant factor in the development of the 777X by Boeing. It has folding wingtips, allowing it to be classified lower than the A380 and hence reach more airports. What does the future hold? Although the production of the A380 has ended in 2021, it will most likely remain in service for some time. Many aircraft are still in their infancy, and Emirates must yet take receipt of new aircraft. However, retirements have already begun. In 2017, Singapore Airlines was the first to retire aircraft. Emirates will retire its first plane in October 2020, as planned prior to the 2020 downturn. The 2020 slowdown has accelerated retirements. Early in the crisis, Air France declared that it will withdraw its A380 fleet. One of the difficulties is that the aircraft's future possibilities are limited. Only one airline, Highfly, has purchased a used plane. This has been used for a variety of purposes, including charter flights by Norwegian and relief flights during the coronavirus pandemic. There was talk that Hi-Fly would be interested in another plane. However, it declared in November 2020 that it will retire its sole aircraft. The demise of the A380 is a watershed moment in aviation history. It serves as an indication that even the most recognizable aircraft can be replaced by newer, more efficient ones. However, it serves as a reminder that the aviation sector is always changing and that we may expect even more changes in the coming years.